Gershon's first coaching job in high school was at Cardozo. 1970, he was the JV coach. But he wasn't going to get the varsity job because there was another teacher there that wasn't ready to give it up. So when Hillcrest opened, that person said, we'll try to help you get the Hillcrest job. So Kenny ran. I remember playing against Kenny while I was a player at Cardozo. The locker room, the memories. So many times we came out of there with tears in our eyes from crying from the loss. Once in a while, the thrill of victory. The crowds, they were lined up outside. Forget about it. I thought it was Madison Square Hillcrest. We were intimidated when they came running down Hillcrest. I got to know Kenny not only coaching against them, but for 11 years during the summer, the mobile Big Apple games was here. That's when I got to know the Damian Johnsons, BJ Carter, True Carter, Rich Brunson, so many of them. You know, when you coach, you look at your competitors or your rivals, and you try to pick things up. I picked things up from Kenny. When Coach Gershon died, a part of me died. Because it's not the same when you don't coach against great coaches. I want to just give one quick story about Coach Gershon. His last year, well, in the 80s, he would give me a couple of spankings.
A couple.
Late 80s, the spankings weren't as bad. The 90s, nip and tuck. Late 90s, Cardozo, we started to get the better. His last year, we had a nice win at Cardozo. We come back here, one of his last games, and I know he wanted to beat me. That was the competitiveness. Friends before the game, friends after the game. And even though we won by a big score, I knew this was going to be a tough game. His last league game. And lo and behold, my kids took it for granted. We're down 5, we're down 10, we're down 15, we're down 20 at the half. I go in there, I had to make sure the door was closed because I looked into Webster's dictionary to make sure there were words that I could say. We came out, we were down 25. So I called a timeout, our bench was over there. So I'm screaming, that's it, we're putting in a new play. Gershon's new play. Coach, how are you gonna put a new play? So this is the play. I had a great guard named Darryl Showtime Hill. Played for St. John's, should have been an NBA player, 22 a game in the Big East. So I told the freshmen, every time we get the ball, Darryl's gotta touch the ball. Darryl's gotta touch the ball. You don't wanna lose to Hillcrest, right? You're gonna have to go home, half of your friends are in the team. So all of a sudden, first play, Darryl touches the ball, he hits a 3. Okay, we cut it. It's down to 15. Ken calls a timeout. What is the play? Darryl's got to touch the ball. Darryl gets the ball and he passes it to you. Great, you can do it. We're doing it. All of a sudden we cut it to 10. Fourth quarter, cut it to 8. Darryl's got to touch the ball. Ken calls another timeout. 7. Right, what's the play? So Kenny yells, he goes, this isn't no play. I go, Kenny, it isn't, but we got to give the best player the ball. All of a sudden, we cut it to 5. We cut it to 3. There's a couple of, about under a minute left. We cut it to 3. We cut it to 2. Darryl steals the ball, throws it ahead, lays it in. We cut it to 1. We have no more timeouts. I'm yelling 100, which in my terms is go for the steal, don't foul, because we don't want to get it intentional. So one freshman smacks the ball over here from the guard, rolls over here. 5, 4. The other freshman's ahead of the field. The one freshman throws it to this freshman. The big kid, the 6'7" kid, running after him. And the kid starts slowing down. 4, 3. What are you doing? 2. Go, Landon, come on, please. 1. All of a sudden, right before the big kid's gonna block it, he flips it in. We win by 1 at the buzzer. Kenny's got his hands over his face. I go running over to the kid who slowed down. I go, what were you doing? What were you doing? He goes, Coach, I couldn't remember if Darryl touched the ball.
Oh, no.